Hello and welcome to the Trade Ideas Market Recap for Monday, November the 10th. My name is Barry Enerson. I'm the moderator of the trading room. This is the address to get into the room, and you can log in with your Facebook or your Twitter account. But a few trades to go over today, and some good ones. Actually, especially the first two were, well, especially the first one. The first one was a really good trade. CMCA. This came on my bounce play right here. Let's expand this a little bit so you can see that I'm. Here we go. CMCSA. It's one of the communication stocks. And let me just, because I have to move it a little bit forward here to show you why I got the alert. So right here, you can see all these down red candles. And so again, talked about it in the room. Caught it right here at 52.20. A little bit premature. Like to kind of wait for it to go over this, which would have been 52.30, but it looked like it was, these are the 2 minute, these are the 5 minute candles on a smaller time frame. It looked like it was going to be holding 52. So I took it a little bit early and I sold half of it right here when it zoomed up. To protect my gains. I mean, 52.54 from 52.20 is great in, I think it was about a minute. And held on a little bit, and then as it came back down through 50, or looked like it was going to go back down through 53, I exited at, oh, this is actually incorrect. Let me just see. No, that's right. No, at 53.15. That's right. I'm sorry. As it came back up here to 53.46, I exited at 53.15. So that's right, because I was remembering I almost made $1 on the second half. So a very good trade. Again, just watching for my bounce alerts, and I call them in the room every day. I can't take every one of them that I call, and some of them they just go way too fast. And this wasn't really a case of one that went too fast. It actually set up not too badly for us. Now, the next one was SANW, and this was not a bounce alert, obviously. This came from my newest strategy, again, that I'm still kind of testing. And this worked really quickly. The alert actually came in at, let's see now, at 10:06 at 398. So came just under $4. And so I took the trade at when it went through $4. I took the trade at 405, and I immediately got out. I mean, this thing, I literally didn't have a chance to post. I was typing it in, and as I was typing the trade in, it actually popped right up high as 429, so from 405 to 429, tremendous percentage increase in literally seconds. And I exited at 420 and the other half at 410. So I wouldn't say it was a great trade. I mean, it was a great trade percentage wise, but for this to be again, for this strategy to really give me super confidence, this would have had to have held here and then maybe inch up for the balance of the day or give me a little bit more. Not everything in the first 30 seconds, 40 seconds, but obviously I will take it. The next one was VIPS, and VIPS, some I know had alerted in the room to this one, and on this action right here. So I was following this. So here was the pullback, and I thought, okay, let's take it. It's over the whole number. 24 was the whole number. So I took the trade at 2409. Or sorry, 2414. But on the next candle, actually this candle right here, I exited at 2409. It just didn't look like it was going to do anything. And for me, this was going to be a fairly tight scalp because it was going to exit. Certainly, I was not going to let it go through the whole number, and maybe I would get up to 24.33. This was more of like a scalp trade for me, and it just didn't work. The next one was COMM, and I don't think, yeah, that one didn't work either. Same sort of thing. Here's the pullback, and I think is COMM on here. Let me just, yeah, COMM is on. This is on the lower volume one. This is so. Let me just. I don't think it's on the other one. The bounce 5 minutes. It's not on this one. So this is exactly the same as the one I just got rid of, but I relaxed the volume requirements and down to 200,000 shares. And you can see this is hardly traded. It's only 382,000 shares, and the market's got an hour left in it. But this one, This one is 500,000 shares. And I did this. I mentioned last week that I was going to have a couple of them side by side. I wanted to see because one of our posts is Dennis Lav was finding these lower volume bounce plays that were really working well. So I decided to have this one side by side to the other one and just see what was happening. So I decided that this wasn't too bad. The spread wasn't bad, and so I took the trade right here at 2065, 2069 right there, popped up a little bit, and then it came back down, and I exited right here. Now I see it did go up, actually almost broke 21, but this was going to be another kind of a scalp because I was going to look. Actually, no, I'm sorry. It's the next one that's MRO was going to be the scalp. So it just didn't work. But I would do it again. I mean, this is not a bad bounce pattern right there. Just the volume was a little light, and you have to be a little more careful. I'm going to pull the plug on a low volume one because you never know if the bid just drops off and and then they just decides to drop dramatically. At least the higher volume ones usually the bid, the difference between the bid and the ask isn't too elaborate. Here it can't. This one it didn't happen, but on some of the other ones, the low volume ones, it really can scare you. MYGN. Now this was a good one. MYGN. This was on the bounce play. You can see it right here at 32.80, and let me just see, where did I get into it? It's okay. So yeah, the original bounce play was up in this area here. In other words, this is where I would have received the alert, but it kept going down. So of course, again, when people ask me about my bounce play, just because I get the alert at 32.80, I don't just pile into it. I'm going to watch it, and it just started to keep. It was just moving down. So, but for me, that's even better because now it's going to make the potential bounce, a lot more dramatic. Obviously, I mean, if it had stopped here and bounced, it could have made, we would expect a stall right there. So, it's still not bad, but say from 32.80 up to 33.58. But obviously, if it keeps going down, well, in theory, it could bounce from 32.34 all the way back up here, so over $1. So, uh, these bounce play alerts, they're just alerts to begin with. I start watching. So this one, I took the trade on this candle right here. You can see how we got a bit of a tail here, all the way down to 32.17, and then it looked like and a big volume, and it looked like the buyer started taking over. So I decided to take this trade right here at 32.34, and I got out the first half at 32.99. Fantastic. I mean, again, this is a 5-minute candle, and it just took off. And I actually got rid of the second half. I didn't catch this right at the top. It came back down. I was going to hold, and then I got rid of the second half at exactly the same price at 32.99. So a great trade. Really, really good trade. And the last one that I posted in the room was MRO. And I would do this again because it had such a tight stop. This little pattern. Let me just see here. This little pattern right here, where it had a little pullback and then a bit of a surge up on the 5-minute candle, and it looked like this area here was going to hold. You see, so we had 1, 2, 3 right at. It's a little bit lower than that. I think it's about 32.20 or 33.20. So I decided to take the trade right here at 30. Actually, it was at 32.29 right here. And so my stop was going to be really tight at maybe 5 or 6 cents. So I didn't need too much. And that's why I was thinking, okay, if it could get up here, that would be a great reward to risk ratio. But it didn't happen. So I exited the trade right, you can see right here at 33.25, right around this area here. Figured if it was going to go through here, then, all bets were off. So that was it. I would do it again. I mean, on a very tight type of a scalp trade, I would absolutely do it again. Now let's just see what this one is doing. Let me just see here. Wow, this is great. We were watching this for a long time, e-call, and I'm still in this. I did not post it because, well, there's no real reason other than I was just prepping to start to do the video. But we were watching this for a long time, and in fact, I believe that 43.79 was its 200. Let me just bring up a daily chart. Hopefully, you're going to see it. Actually, let me bring up this chart right here. Yeah, you can see right here on equal, here is the 200-day moving average right there. This is this blue line, so it's right there. And I kept saying at 43.79, it looked like that was the 200-day moving average. So um, it went through that. It did go through that. It came all the way down to 43.42, but around there it looked like it was going to hold, and so I took the trade at 43.70, and I'm still in it. Wow, it's turning out to be a great trade. So, and we probably looking at some resistance up here for sure. But right now I'm going to hold on. One of the reasons why it was a little bit scary is that again, you see the volume here is 372, but the volume has picked up a bit. And around here it was 200 and I don't know 40 odd 50,000. And so it came on my what I call my low volume bounce play, and right here's where I got alerted. In fact, at 230, yeah, it was at 238,000 shares, and when I actually got the first alert on it, and the price was 44.28. So you can see how long we watched this. 44.28 is right here, right in this area. So we watched this go all the way down, and that's what I'm saying. This is the beauty of these type of alerts. It's not that you just pile in at 48.38 and take the trade. Now we start watching it. And, the more set of eyes, of course, that we have, the better it is. So I know there are a number of people in the room that took this trade, and congratulations to them. So that's it. As I say, I encourage you to come into the room. I mean, we're my specialty, if I can call it that, are these bounce trades and bounce alerts. And I try to find them all day long. I don't take every one of them. Some of them go too fast. I can't take them, or they don't quite set up for my eye. But other people take them, and they work out quite well. So come on in, and let me just bring back the cover page. Here's how to get into the room, and you just log in with your Facebook or your Twitter account. So I hope to see you in the trading room tomorrow.